Good. Okay, our first process here at Emerald Brut Winery is once we get our grapes, as you can see they're in the back of the truck here. These are Sangiovese grapes from California. What we're doing here is we've got our crusher destemmer. We're going to use a solution of potassium metabisulfite as our cleaning agent, and we're going to clean this up before we start. All right, this is a stainless steel crusher destemmer from Italy. We used it last year. This is if you have a good group of people together and you have enough money, you definitely need one of these. We do 110 gallons a year, and without this, it just takes a long.
Sangiovese red grapes from California. What we're looking for is something not sweet, a little shriveled, tastes like it may have struggled on the vine.
What I want you to do is wipe all this stuff down. Can you reach
perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for.
So as you can see, we've got our 300 liter primary fermentation vessel. We have durum here. As you can see, it's a family event here at Emerald Brut Winery. We want to make sure that everything is clean as a whistle before the grapes touch any of it. So we're taking our time. Obviously, we have the youngins do it, and we make sure that everything's clean with that sulfite solution. Our next step is going to be to crush our grapes. And okay. All right, this is 2010. We're right before we're crushing. Last year we did our first inaugural vintage of Grappa, which is pretty much like lightning. And we're going to do our Emerald Brut Salute for 2010. Salud, Jendan. Salud.
Wow.
Woo-hoo. All right. Hold your glass. You just killed my plant, Paul.
It's going to light on fire in a minute.
Yeah. Wow.
Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo. Good. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're actually crushing the grapes, as you can hear in the background. We have our plunger, which we use to push down the cap. We're going to use the butt end of it. We're going to make sure no one's fingers get caught in the crusher. And if you take a look over here, you see our crusher destemmer. Someone's going in, putting the grapes in. Safety first, always at Emerald Brut Winery. Put the grapes in. The stems come out the other end. It's a beautiful process. Alright, so after we get all these grapes in here, we're going to do our testing. We're going to test for our tartaric acids. We're also going to test our pH, and of course we're going to test our sugar levels. We want to know how much potential alcohol is in there. And we will also, before we leave today, sulfite the must kill the wild yeast. So tomorrow afternoon, we can pitch our yeast. We're actually using D80 this year, which is a good yeast for Zinfandel. Winery, we're halfway through crushing right now. We got 23 lugs. We went through crushing about half of them in literally 10 minutes. This machine is unbelievable. As you can see, we've got all the stems down in here. It perfectly takes out the majority of the stems in the must that you're going to have. We got an assembly line. It's important to have a lot of people to help you out. These grape lugs, they weigh 36 pounds. We want to make sure no one's around the person that's running the machine. It's dangerous. We don't want anybody hitting against him. And yeah, exactly. And 36 pounds of Sangiovese grapes from. Okay, what we're doing now is we finished crushing our grapes. Now we're testing the acidity. It should be around 5.5 to probably roughly around 0.8, probably 8.0. So we'll see what we get. Okay, welcome to Emerald Brut Winery. This is our second vat. We have 300 liters or 55 gallons, 23 lugs of Old Vine Zinfandel from California. What we basically did is we crushed again. We put it in our primary fermenter. We sulfited it so it killed the wild yeast, and we put some plastic over it. You can put a top over it, but we choose to put a plastic over it to give us some more air. We want the nitrogen levels to be appropriate. What we'll do tomorrow night is we'll pitch the wild yeast, and I'm sorry, we won't pitch the wild yeast. We'll pitch the regular yeast, And we'll use this tool that my brother made, David Lucchini. He made this tool. It's push down the cap. You're supposed to push down the cap 3 times a day. So probably by Tuesday we'll be pushing down the cap, and hopefully we'll have a great product of Emerald Boot Zinfandel 2010. All right, so this is the second day. This is Emerald Boot Winery. We waited 24 hours. We're gonna pitch our yeast that we use. We used D80 from Scott Labs, and what we've done is we've boiled some dehumidified water, so it doesn't have any chlorine in it, to 100 and we boiled it for about 10 minutes. Then we brought it back down to about 110 degrees. We added our yeast nutrient, and then at about 105 degrees, we just added the D80 yeast inside this pan. And then what we did is we took some must and we tempered the yeast down to about 10 degrees of the actual must in the vessel. What we're going to do right now is it's about 73 degrees. The must is about 63 degrees. So we're going to go ahead right now, and I know it looks a little ridiculous in this frying pan, but we're going to actually dump our yeast here that's tempered into the must. Now you want to have a must that's oxygenated. So what we did is we pushed down the cap a couple times before we pitched this. So hopefully not tomorrow, but maybe Tuesday, we'll see this must, this cap really start to rise, and we know our yeast is working real good.